Hello, I wanted to make a quick short video and just recommend the book that got me out of a reading slump. It's called Heaven by Mieko Kawakami. Essentially, the story tackles depression, meaninglessness, emptiness, loneliness, friendship, and at the center of everything is bullying. It does offer some discussion around why bullying occurs and how it affects the other individual. So I'll briefly tell you what the story is about, and then we can look into some quotes that I really liked, and perhaps that will convince you to pick up this book. So the story is from the point of view of a 14-year-old boy who believes he's being bullied because of his lazy eye. The bullying described in the book is relentless, and it was quite difficult to read at times, if I'm being honest. But he sparks a friendship with this other girl who is also being bullied for a different reason. And you see how their friendship evolves. But beyond that, the story is really a coming of age. So essentially, the story follows this boy as he grapples with the meaning of life and the ways by which the world works. At times, it does get very, very sad, but there are still bits of hope, which I think is important to any story. So now let's look into some quotes that I particularly liked, and they really stuck with me. What is dying anyway? I let this impossible question fill the darkness of my bedroom. I thought about how somebody was always dying somewhere at any given moment. This isn't a fable or a joke or an abstract idea. People are always dying. It's a perfect truth. No matter how we live our lives, we all die sooner or later. In which case, living is really just waiting to die. And if that's true, why bother living at all? Why was I even alive? I made myself crazy, tossing and turning, hyperventilating. Then it hit me. Dying is just like sleeping. You only know you're sleeping when you wake up the next day. But if morning never comes, you sleep forever. That must be what death is like. When someone dies, they don't even know they're dead because they never see it happen. Nobody ever really dies. I believe death is one of those topics that we often shy away from because we're just scared to confront it and think about it. But it is important to think about because we are all going to die eventually. And so to think about that topic in any way, I believe, can really guide us towards living a life that we want to be living. Coincidence is all there is. That's how the world works. I'm not just talking about you getting bullied. Does anything in the world ever happen for a reason? Pretty sure the answer is no. Yeah, once it's happened, you can come up with all kinds of explanations that look like they make perfect sense. But everything starts from nothing, always. You were born for no reason, and the same for me. There's no reason for us to be here, but there are these, tendencies. Sometimes you just want to do something. You get these, urges, like you want to punch someone or kick someone, whoever happens to be there. The only reason those things happen to you is that you were around when someone was looking for someone to punch. That's all. This is also another quote that really got me thinking. I believe that oftentimes we try to find meaning in things, and sometimes there really isn't a meaning. Sometimes we get hurt, bad things happen to us, and there's no reason that it should have happened at all. And that's something really difficult to come to terms with. But of course, there's also the belief that everything does happen for a reason, that there's meaning for everything. Even the really horrible, horrific things, they all have a significance. And I really think that that idea can help someone better sleep at night. The last quote is, I told myself it didn't really matter what I did. Nothing would change. Honestly, it's a really simple sentence, but I believe it captured the hopelessness that the main character was feeling, and that I believe we all feel at times. And it's not exactly a bad feeling, but it's not good either because you realize that you're helpless. No one wants to feel powerless, like you don't have any control. But at the same time, decision making can be difficult. It can be exhausting. So to accept the fact that you can't really do anything can bring a sort of comforting feeling, which I guess isn't always a good thing. So those are the 3 quotes that I wanted to share, and I hope that this video convinced you to read this book. If you have read it, let me know. And if you've read any really good books recently, also let me know, because I don't know, I'm just in the mood to pick up something different, something that I would have never known about.